Spring is in full bloom. Things are getting green, and I bet you're thinking about getting some of those long-awaited projects underway. Let me ask you a question. Are you using an Anoka Area Chamber of Commerce member to get the job done, or are you buying the things that you need to do those projects from an Anoka Area Chamber of Commerce member? All I'm going to say is you should, and we'll talk about this in a little bit. Hi, I'm Pete Turok, president of the Anoka Area Chamber of Commerce, and this is the April edition of the Chamber Report. Oh, April is here. It is green. Dandelions are in play. I am working with an Anoka Area Chamber of Commerce member to make my wife happy and to make those little yellow things go away. And it's all part of spring, and aren't we all glad that spring is here? We have a show full of, well, we've got a diva alert, and that doesn't involve the chair of the board of directors of the Anoka Area Chamber of Commerce. Tom Weaver is going to be here, and we're going to talk about community in this show, about the Chamber's involvement in community and some work that the Chamber Board of Directors has done as they put a plan together. And we've always had a plan when it comes to it, but we're going to talk about that. There is a diva alert. Diva Days in Anoka is coming up, and we're going to have a guest here to tell you all about that. We're going to talk about the month of March. We're going to talk about spring. More importantly, what's coming up in summer is we've got a full slate coming, which means we're working on all that stuff right now. We will get into all of that right after this. Back on the Chamber Report, time now to take a peek back at the month of March and what was going on. And I'll tell you what wasn't going on was the month of February, because February is an insane month, and that means March we get to breathe a little bit. So staff had an opportunity during March to get caught up. And we're still not there, but we're close. But it really is a time for us to just kind of take a deep breath as we had our big gala dinner in February, and we'll talk about that with Chairperson Weaver in a little bit. But it was a month for us to get caught up. Now granted, we're still open. You're still calling asking for referrals. We still are doing events like our AM Connections Network group, which met the first and third Wednesday of the month. It is a great event. If you're a member and have not attended, do it. It's free, no RSVP needed. 7:45 to 9 o'clock at the Chamber office. We have a board meeting room. We got 30 people in there every time. Chance for you to pump your products and services. We do that twice a month. We'll do that in April. We'll do it in months coming up. We also worked on the Chamber map. Who uses maps anymore? Well, a lot of people do. And we're producing the brand new 2015 map. It'll be out at City Halls very soon, along with the Chamber office. You use maps because we get calls for it all the time. Heck, call the office, we'll mail you one of them. But it's all 9 of our member communities, a chance for you to get all the information that you need as you're working our particular area. And then, of course, we're planning and continuing to work on the Anoka River Fest and Craft Fair. That is coming up on Saturday, July 11th from 9 to 5 in downtown Anoka. This will be the 17th annual. 100% handcrafted artists and craft items will be on display. We'll have live music, we'll have a food court. But if you're a crafter or an artist, a chance for you to be a part of this, go to anokariverfest.org. You can check out the website. There's crafter information. You can download the application. Maybe you'll want to be a part of it. And more importantly for you, the public, we want you to come. And they do, not only from our area, but the regions beyond, Twin Cities and beyond. It's the whole reason that we put that promotion on is to get people to come to our region, whether it be coming through Champlin or Coon Rapids or Andover, to come to Anoka. They've been here, they come back. That's the reason that we do it. Time now for our benefit of the month, and it's community. We're involved in communities so many ways, whether it's to help nonprofits or whether it's to promote our member communities, and we are going to jump into all of that when we have our next segment that's coming up with Tom Weaver, because it's an important facet of this chamber and for the board of directors, and we'll talk about chamber and community. It's a big thing that we do, and we will do that and jump into all of that when we come back right here in the Chamber Report. Back on the Chamber Report, time now for our monthly visit with Tom Weaver. Tom is chair of the board of directors of the Anoka Area Chamber of Commerce. This is his year. He is the grand poobah for this year as he runs that 16-person board of directors, and they chart the course for the chamber and what it is that we are going to do, and he continues to do that. Tom, welcome back to the show.
Good to be here, Pete.
You don't get paid by the chamber, and for those of you that might be watching for the first time, we don't pay any of our board of directors. They serve their term, sometimes a sentence, but in this case it is a term, so there is an end to this thing for Tom. He will serve another year as past chair of the board, but he is not paid. None of our board members are. They serve, they direct, tell staff what to do, and we do it. So you do have a full-time job. Tell everybody what that is.
But we do it because we love it, Pete. That's
there
why
you go.
we do
Of
it.
course
yeah,
they
absolutely,
do.
Yeah.
Right. But what does pay the rent?
What pays the rent for me is Achieve Services. I'm the CEO at Achieve Services, and we provide rehabilitation and employment services to about 180 adults with developmental disabilities, most from Anoka County and some from surrounding counties.
Many of our chamber members partner with Achieve, where they have the opportunity to have some of those people in their businesses, and that's just, it's been great partnerships that I bet you've formed over the years with that group.
Yeah, it's been wonderful. And we've talked to a number of employers who've hired our people, and they just can't say enough about how they appreciate the work that they do. They're very reliable, good employees, and several of the employers have told us, you know, having your guys work with our guys makes our employees a lot better. So it's really very satisfying to hear those kind of reports.
And when somebody from Achieves comes to work at a business, it's not just that person. They have help.
Right. We provide a job coach to make sure that the work is getting done the way it needs to get done, and that everybody's happy, and that's at no cost to the employer, so it works out really well.
Yeah, and that is huge from the business standpoint. I mean, this whole thing's going to work, and I hope that you would, if you have interest, have an opportunity to put one of these people or more into your business. And Tom, how would they do that if they wanted to find out more about the program and maybe do something?
We've got a website, Pete, achieveservices.org. Visit us and we can hook you up.
Excellent. All right, we're going to zip back a little bit to February, because last month on the show, we talked about the Chamber Gala dinner. I'll be honest, it hadn't happened yet, and we kind of said that because it was late in the month, but we had the event out at the courtyards of Andover, and Tom, we set some records.
You know, I think at the last show, we predicted it was going to be an amazing gala.
We did.
And we nailed it. We called it.
We
Because
did
it was
nail
a
it.
fabulous venue.
Yeah.
We had wonderful turnout. Just everybody had a ton of fun. You were kind of funny. Which surprised a lot of people. But
I know. But I was fast.
You were fast. In and
the
out. That
key.
is, everybody knows that at that event, everybody's going to have fun. We're going to start on time and we're going to finish on time. And it was just true to form. Everything was, it was a delightful event.
Yeah.
And I can't say enough to thank all the sponsors
Yeah.
and everyone who showed up and donated items for the auctions and raffles. And it was just a wonderful evening, a wonderful venue. The food at the courtyards was really good, and what a great venue, what a great event.
It was, and everybody just comes together. There's so many players that come into play, from the board of directors who step up every time I need something or the committee needed something, they're there. Well, whether it's selling the necklaces to the Crack the Safe game or helping distribute prizes from the raffle, people showing up in their vehicles to load. I'll tell you what, I finally got an office back because my office was full to the brim, and that says something about all the members and how much they donated too, of which Clean Services, thank you for all the detergent. It's a new product. We had some dirty people that were in there, and guess what?
They needed it,
some of those people are going to get clean, but that's an example of the giving. The giving is incredible. It always drops committee and staff to our knees with the giving. We put the word out, and people just give, and they get table sponsorship. Heck, the QCTV crew was there as they had an opportunity to get a free meal, more importantly, have some fun. And there's a networking component to this thing, but it's really a night of fun, a night of giving, and a night of some donations. And boy, we got that. And
It was, yeah.
It's great.
A lot of people worked a lot of hours to pull that event off, and you and Tammy obviously deserve a lot of kudos for the wonderful job you did putting together a wonderful event once again. So good work.
Thank you. Biggest event that we do, and Frank and Jeff at Courtyards of Andover, ooh, you nailed it. The food was great, and we appreciate all that. In fact, to be honest, we've already booked the 2016 gala for the Friday after President's Day weekend at Courtyards, so we will be back out there again for an event. And Tom, speaking of that, you have a gala coming up.
We do, April 17th at Bunker. We've got a gala. It's our annual spring gala, so if you want to come out and support people with developmental disabilities, we'd love to see you there.
So you're looking for tables, you're looking for
Table
donations.
sponsors, raffle items, auction items, or just show up and have a great time.
I bet somebody could go to that website and learn more.
You could go to achieveservices.org and you'd learn a whole lot more.
That's great. I'm going to try to get out there with Brenda. I hear about it all the time. John Letourneau and Miles have been players up front with some of the activities in the past, and it'd also just really be nice to go to one of those events and sit and watch someone else work the thing and not care. I'm really into that. That just sounds really fun. Achieve Services has their event coming up. But again, thank you on behalf of the Board of Directors and staff and the Gala Dinner Committee to all of you that attended, sponsored, donated. The list is huge and long, and that says it all right there. Our support that is shown is incredible, and we do thank you for all that. All right, we talked about community presence. One of our strategy to action plans was to put together a community presence plan. I talked about this before. We're out there in community all the time. We get calls from public all the time, from business people all the time asking about our community. So we're at play every day at the Chamber when it comes to our member communities. I got a call last week from somebody who's looking at some land up in Oak Grove. We got a call from somebody who was asking about a specific business in Champlin. I mean, these calls happen all the time, and we do that because we should do that, and we're there. But we're also out there playing on a member community level where we're trying to get as involved as we can, time and volunteers depending, and we do that. And Tom, you were involved with one of those things that we took that extra step, and that was Ramsey Happy Days last year with their business expo.
Beautiful day. It was a wonderful time. Yeah, it was good to see there were a ton of vendors there, and it's important for us to have a presence at those types of events.
And you know what? They needed the help. They needed bodies, and one thing that we can do is supply some bodies. Another example is the Father Hennepin Parade that happens in June every year for the city of Champlin. They needed help as the parade units come in to get them in place. Well, guess what? We put a call out. We have some people who show up, some of our members, and we spend a couple hours and help them do that. The Gray Ghost Run for the Halloween Parade, so on and so forth. Those are areas where you may not see us, but we're there and we're helping, and I'll guarantee you that the players who need that help are really happy to have us there. And it's not always about us being out front with this huge banner waving in Anoka Area Chamber of Commerce. It's about helping our member communities, and that's another way that we do that. So that's part of our community presence plan. And another way, and no, we're not golfing, is that many of our member communities put on golf tournaments, a chance for us to have a presence, so we put some monies toward that.
Yeah, the board adopted an amendment to our budget that allows us to spend some money on some of those community events like that. So we will have a presence. We'll be manning a tee box and supporting people as they play golf. It's just a great opportunity for us, again, to show that we're part of the community. And you know, that's part of our mission. I mean, we're all about, obviously, strengthening our business community, but we're part of a larger community, and the strength of the community at large is really important to all of us as well. So we need to have a presence and show that we're supporting our member communities.
We do. You know, a lot of times they'll take these monies and use them for scholarships and those types of things, and that's great. For us, it's twofold. And number one, we want to support the community. So as an example, the City of Anoka Golf Tournament for the business community, we're going to be out there. We're not going to be playing. We're going to be at a hole. We're going to be a hole sponsor. That goes to the Gary Stout Scholarship Program, and that's great. But the other side of it for us is that we want to have that presence. So as these golfers come through, they got to come through us. So we're going to talk to them about the Anoka Area Chamber of Commerce. If they're not members, they're going to hear about it in the nicest way, but we'd like them to join. If they are members, hey, they can see that we're out there and we're supporting. So we're going to do that for some of our member cities in Champlin and in Anoka and in Ramsey and any other of our communities that do them, because not all of them do. But that's one way. This is not a huge expenditure, but it's a chance for us to be out there and be visible, and we're going to do that. And another one, and we talked about this recently, Tom, a couple of shows ago, and that's the Mayor's Trail Ride. And I want to talk about the mentality behind it is member communities and donations, and it's a great event that we just weren't able to hold this year because of weather, but it's one that you participated in the past.
It really is a wonderful event, and it has really grown. Unfortunately, there are two things you need to pull it off. One is snow and one is ice, and we had neither this winter. So,
no.
But one of the really wonderful things, and this is indicative of the kind of community that we're in, several of the snowmobile clubs who had signed up for this, they still contributed money to the mayor's charities,
yes,
even though we couldn't pull off the the ride this year. So it's just a wonderful, wonderful event, and we look forward to next year.
And this is an example of how Chamber can be that leader, because we're the fiscal agent for that event. So everything runs through us. All the registrations, the board has been gracious enough to say, yes, we like the event, it's important. So they give staff the directive to do it. Now, that means staff time, so I'm involved, my administrative assistant's involved, and that's great. And then we're there the day of to do registrations, we're there to help handle the post-event, and then more importantly, you've got 6 mayors who are taking designated monies. We take the whole pot that we get, split it up, because all the money goes out. Chamber doesn't keep anything. And we split it equally 6 ways. The mayors get to pick where they want that money to go, and it goes. How cool is that? I mean, that's exactly what a chamber can do. We can supply the manpower to help make that happen. And then the cool thing is that we promote the Rum River as the resource that it is, because you can do a lot of business going on that river and going all the way up to St. Francis, to Oak Grove, back down to Anoka, grab some wings, go somewhere else and have a cone or a pop. It's cool. So it's two-sided again. But again, it's us out in community, and Tom, that's a prime example of a way for us to make that work.
Yeah, again, if you haven't done it, I would encourage people to do it. First of all, it's a beautiful ride, but there are a lot of fun establishments between Anoka and St. Francis, and lots of stops along the way, and really an opportunity to see a beautiful part of our community.
The other thing I want to talk about with community is you know, a lot of times it's not about money. A lot of these things we're talking about here isn't money. It's about our help. And another way that we're involved in our communities is promotion. And we have a huge list of people that we have helped as we promote their events, promote them as an organization, whether it be the Youth First group, whether it be Anoka Halloween, whether it be the Now Then Lions Club, or the Now Then Threshers, or the St. Francis Lions group. We're constantly in a mode where we help to promote them and to promote what it is that they do and maybe events that they have going on. That happens all the time, and we have a huge list of those types of things. Again, people come to the chamber, whether it's going to the website or popping into the office, a chance for us to say howdy and, hey, here's things that are going on in our region. People are always looking for that type of thing. So we're able to pump and promote so many of those nonprofits that, let's face it, they don't have a buck. And so all the help that they can get, we're more than willing to do that. And it's just another layer. And Tom, when we did our mission statement, community is a big part of that. And obviously it's a big part of what we do.
It is. And again, the board is putting a little more money into that. We'll have a greater presence, but it's something that we've always done and will always continue to do.
You bet. All right, last but not least, I wish that I was telling you right now that the website's up, and hopefully by the time you watch this, it will be. We're getting there. I know if you've watched the last couple of shows, and Tom's right there with us. Where are we at?
It's going to be worth waiting for.
It is going to be worth waiting for. Brand new website coming up for the Anoka Area Chamber of Commerce. This was a big piece of our community, or our strategy to action plan that we put together last fall is that we needed an updated, new look presence. Website's old, and ours is. It's about to get changed. Also, how we interact on social media. And Tom, we're close. At the board meeting, we've got this one hurdle, but it's the biggest component of that website, which is the entire listing of the membership of the chamber and links to their website and those types of things. We're trying to find a way to make this extremely easy from a staff standpoint, but if that doesn't work, we'll go back to the way that we're doing it. But we've got to exhaust this until we can figure out if we can make it work.
I think we're getting close. I don't think you are going to be able to solve that problem, but we've got experts who can.
Yes, not even close. We use this special program. It's called Solve 360, and it's how we handle everything. So when someone joins the chamber's example, Tammy will put them into our system, and then it goes everywhere. We do this thing called Monday morning email, where we send stuff out to all the members who have given us their email address. And we talk about, hey, here's what's coming up this week, here's what's coming up down the road, hey, you should be on the member profile of this show, and some of the other benefits. We want that to be able to go right to the website too, and we're having some issues there. We're working out some of those questions and getting some of the answers that we're looking for. We're just not there yet. It will be worth the wait. I have seen it. Tom has not seen the website. It's driving him nuts. But it does not feature the paneling that we have from my parents' house over by the Anoka High School in 1970, which is the current chamber look. Not that that's bad, but we're refreshed. Exec board's going to get a chance to look at it, so you guys will really put some eyes on it. And then we'll throw it to full board, and then we'll do the big announcement and have cake, and it'll be exciting.
And one of the features I'm really looking forward to is, and there's a word for this, a term for this, where you could pull this up on your smartphone now.
Responsive.
And there you go. It's much more responsive, so you'll be able to see it in a much more user-friendly manner on your smartphone.
Right, whether it be tablet, whether it be your smartphone. Right now, if you go to it with the site that we have, it's really big. So you've got to squish and squeeze and pull and do all this just to look the thing over. Responsive is a word that I always had a definition in my head of one thing and has completely changed. Responsive now means that it works on every device. And let's face it, more and more people are using that phone or using that tablet as their online feature. I've got a laptop at home. I never use it. I'm on my phone when I'm doing those things, and we needed to be updated there.
Yeah, and we're gonna be.
We're gonna be, and it's gonna be cool. Trust me, there will be cake. It might be digital cake, but we're gonna have cake. And in fact, right after this, we're gonna do some member testimonials. Thank you to Karen George and the crew here, Noah, and everybody else here at QCTV is gonna help us out with that. Tom is gonna be one of those testimonials. I reached out, asked for some members, hey, would you like to come and give us a minute or so talking about the chamber and how it affects your business and why you're a part? And I think we filled it in less than a minute. So they're gonna come, you're gonna see testimonials, there'll be more video, we are responsive, the look is great, it's well worth the wait. We're gonna be there. More importantly, social media. So easier to get to our Facebook piece, our LinkedIn piece, our Twitter piece, all of those things that really weren't as accessible on the old site will be on the new site. And I think that, Tom, when it's all said and done, and this was one of your big pushes for the year, taking us maybe a few months longer, but we will check it off and say, bingo, we nailed it.
I'm really excited about this. This is my excited face, so I'm very excited.
He's excited, I'm telling you, and he will be when he sees it, because I like it. I like what I see. All right. Another month down, next month, we're going to have a special piece. We're going to feature one of our chamber members that has some achieved people in, and that's just a little tease. But Tom, we'll talk about that next month.
It's going to be a fun story.
It will. We're getting ready for summer. Here we go.
I'm ready.
So am I, and I hope you are too. We're going to take a break. When we come back, it's Diva time, and we're going to get into it right after this.
I'm on Sunfish Lake in Ramsey, and you're watching QCTV.
She is not a diva, but Diva Days will be happening in Anoka coming up very soon. Tracy Peck is with us, and Tracy, welcome back to the show. You were here a year ago.
Yes, I was.
And we were talking Diva Days. What is Diva Days? Where does it come from? This is an Anoka merchant association. It's called Discover Anoka that puts this thing on. Tell them about it.
Correct. We have approximately about 25 merchants that engage in the Diva Days, and it's basically our kickoff to our spring event in downtown Anoka. And we call it Diva Days, and it's Restore Your Lifestyle is kind of what we feed off of. And what that means is recreate yourself with, in the spring with a new outfit and a new accessories to go with that on a personal level. Or, you know, redo your home with some new special things from our merchants downtown, you know, with some new antiques or something special for your backyard or patio furniture, whatever it might be, something for your interior. So it's restyle and rejuvenate yourself for the spring. That's kind of where the whole premise came from. And it will begin April 30th and go through May 2nd. And that's a Thursday, Friday, and a Saturday. Thursday, we begin at 9 o'clock and go till 8 p.m. And Friday and Saturday, we're from 9 until 5. And as I said, almost all the merchants in downtown Anoka participate in it, and it's just a really fun event. And it mainly brings in a lot of women with their coworkers, their friends, their family, their sisters, and you know, whoever. Grab somebody, come and spend the day downtown Anoka.
I would imagine a lot of the merchants have specials going on during that time?
Absolutely. We have two really fun things that are planned. One is we do this Diva Day Scavenger Hunt. And each merchant has one of these cards, and they have a special word in their shop. And then the shoppers can walk around to each location and find the special word, and then they get a stamp on their card. And then at the end of the 3 days, all of the merchants collect the cards, and then we give away a very special grand prize of 4 tickets to Lyric Arts for them to use. And the production this year is Grease, so it'll be really fun, and they do such a great job, Lyric Arts. It's such an intricate part of downtown Anoka that we really love. So that'll be a special prize for someone who participates in the Diva Days, those 3 days. Another thing that we do during that time is we give out our high five coupons. And high five! And the high five coupons will be given out, and that gives everybody who participates in coming to downtown Anoka to shop, they will be given a high five coupon from our special undercover diva that will be roaming the streets during Diva Days, and she will walk up to somebody and give them a high five coupon, and it can be used at any one of the merchant shops to get $5 off anything, towards anything that they want to purchase in those particular shops.
Pretty hard to screw that up. That's just a fun 3 days in Anoka, an opportunity to come down, specials, drawings, high fives, lunch, dinner. I mean, you can spend a day, let alone 3 days in Anoka, and have a blast.
Absolutely, and you can come like in the morning, and we have several, well, like I said, we have around 25 merchants that participate. Our restaurants and our bars down there, they all hop on board as well, and some will be offering specials on, say if you want to come down and shop first and then do a lunch, or if you want to come back down in the afternoon and do a dinner. That's another way to plug in and make it an entire day event, and our restaurants and merchants will be offering specials during that time as well. So they're on board with it, and we're also trying to pull off, not so sure if it's going to for sure go, but we're trying to pull off possibly a wine tasting involved with that at the end of the 3-day event. So keep your eyes and ears open for something like that as well.
All right, so how does somebody find out who the participants are and any other details that are going on about Diva Days?
Well, you can go on the Chamber website, and it'll be under Diva Days, and all of our merchants are also going to have their own particular specials going on as well, where they might say they're giving away, for example, me. In Lillian's of Anoka, you can walk into there, and you'll be given a coupon from our Diva Day woman on the street as well that might say Lillian's of Anoka, and you come in there and I'll have a special like a free scarf for you, or here's a free pair of earrings, or and some of our other merchants might give away whatever their special is as well. So not only will we have the card, the bingo type card, the scavenger hunt for each available shop, we'll do the high five coupons also from our special diva on the street, and then the diva on the street will also give away a coupon to each individual shop. And there'll be several of those, like 5 maybe for each merchant. So it's a win-win for everybody who comes downtown. There's a chance and opportunity to get something free as well as shop our wonderful downtown Anoka and be involved in the fun of it all.
That's great. And Tracy, to you and the rest of the committee that work on this thing, thank you for all the work that went into making that thing happen. DiscoverAnoka.com is the main website. You can also run that through the Anoka Area Chamber website. So again, April 30th to May 2nd. Hey, high five for $5. Who's not into that? And
Absolutely.
It sounds like a great time, and we hope that everybody will show.
Thank you, Pete.
You bet. We will take a break, wrap up this edition of the Chamber Report right after this.
If you're looking for local sports coverage, check out In the Game right here on QCTV and QCTV.org. On In the Game, we cover sports stories, both high school and amateur sports, from our 4 local cities here in Andover, Anoka, Champlin, and Ramsey. Some of the stories and interviews will give you insight into what happens here in the sports landscape of our cities. So check out In the Game with me, Chris Carpenter, right here on QCTV and QCTV.org.
Time now to take a peek at upcoming events in April. We have a membership luncheon coming up on the 9th. That's on exporting. And our Chamber Education series continues on the 16th. We invite you to go to the Chamber website to find out information about those 2 events. We've also got our networking events that are normally in play, like we talked about, AM Connections and more. That's going to do it for this edition of the Chamber Report. So many different ways that you can get a hold of us. Go to that Chamber website, AnokaAreaChamber.com. If you need someone for that project I talked about, it's very simple. Go to the Chamber members. You can find them alphabetically or by topic. You can stop by the Chamber office. We're at 12 Bridge Square in downtown Anoka. We're open from 8 a.m. to 4:30 Monday through Friday. You can call us at 763-421-7130. You can email us, mail, M-A-I-L, at AnokaAreaChamber.com. Or you can just tug on my coat when I'm walking down the street, and so many of you have done that as you tell me you watch the show, and more importantly, you tell me you use Anoka Area Chamber of Commerce members first. Man, that is what it's all about. That's why we exist, and we appreciate your support when it comes to using Anoka Area Chamber of Commerce members first. It just makes sense. These are people in our community. Their families are here. You're here. Everything just stays within us. It is the way to get it done. That is going to do it for this edition of the Chamber Report. I'm Pete Turok. Thank you so much for watching.